I guess I ran out of storage on the first video, and if you can't tell, there's a train going across over on the other side of where I'm fishing. Well, and also got hit by the dreaded snag. Cost me a rig. Never a fun thing when that happens. But it's part of catfishing. You gotta take the good with the bad, which was the name of the last video. So, anyways, it's now 11:05. Zoom back out. And my wife's gonna be expecting me home soon, so I gotta get to it. You got bigger bait on your reel. This is 6'6" Penn Slammer with it's teamed up with a Penn 30 Warfare level 1 and 60-pound Berkeley Big Game Blaze Orange. Got it a week ago. I like this line. I can see it real good. Unfortunately, I think fish can too. Which it don't matter. Catfish ain't exactly line shy. I've used some crazy things and caught great big fish. I've seen people catch them on rope, so it works. I wasn't really fooling around with that reel in because I lost my other rig and it wasn't too far away from that. But this one baited up with two big old, well, the head and the midsection of a piece of medium-sized skipjack. Nothing real special, but catfish like it. About everything eats it when they want to. I've seen plenty of them jumping, just no one's hungry. Oh yeah, and the rig I got on this, it's one I came up with a while ago, and it helped me land one of my biggest fish ever. And the video I have of the monster September does it no justice at all, because that fish's head's that wide. I mean, it was absolutely massive, and you can only tell in just small points in the video. I wish I had better quality on it, but I use this rig here that I come up with. I reversed a barrel swivel to where my sinker and all that sinks down, will go down, and it gets less line twist, especially when you're fishing in a lot of current like the Loudon Lake. This is a 115-pound trout line teamed up with a laser sharp 12-aught circle hook. This is the same hook I used but on the 7-foot medium heavy spinning rod, which landed that big fish. This pole, but that reel brought an absolute behemoth in November. Actually, November 27th, my dad's birthday. I caught an absolute monster. It was as long as this fishing pole was. Or, well, as long as this fishing pole is. My apologies. I'm getting tired. And I'm trying to be real careful and not shake my phone off the railing, because I succeeded in doing that earlier. It's what caused, part of the other thing that caused the video to go off. But I also, it's getting late. So instead of making the trip all the way back down there and risk shaking the phone off, we're just gonna set that right there. You're next, buddy. I get to show people my next little special creation. So, a lot of times when you're bank fishing or just fishing in general, and you got bank fishing, this method works the best. Uh, got a whole lot of rods spread out down through the bank, and some of them you just can't hear them with the bait runners or the drags going off. So I came up with this idea. We'll do it myself strike indicator deal. Just some basic little bells, little beads, and some craft wire that I took barrel swivels with the clasp ends on them. And this end here, I hang it on the line. And I also have another one down here. You can hang it either side that you want. You can even drape it on the line like this so that when it goes down, it'll bring it straight up. But that causes problems. So it's best just to let it hang down like this. But say if you got a windy day or you're using heavy line, and this can't, well, like I do a lot of times, and it can't pull the line down because there's too much, slack line in it. So you could take a little weight and you can hang it down there, and it'll help pull up that slack. That way it'll hold just a little bit of pressure on it. Not much, not even enough to where the fish will even notice it. And it'll come up and there, and it'll help add a little bit of sound as you notice. I also take glow sticks and hook them on here. Different colors. That way I can see what rod gets a bite, as I'm bank fishing. I set up a lot of rods, as you notice. But this thing has become a very useful tool in my fishing arsenal. This is the other fishing rod that was given to me by my friend that y'all will meet later. It's a 15-foot game fish rod. It's pretty nice. I caught all my skipjack with it the other day. I had to do a little bit of cosmetic work on the reel, but overall, it's a pretty good rod. It's real long. It took a little bit of getting used to. And that casts a mile. So I may be reeling for a second. It's a possibility. This thing is 3 pieces that are all about 5 feet long each. I'll show the breakdown of it, because it's a bit of a pain in the butt to store. But I got the same basic idea on with it, which is a Carolina rig. But I got the same thing, another piece of skipjack. But this is a smaller version of laser sharp hook. And why such a small hook, you ask? Ain't it a possibility of getting bent? Yes and no, but I trust these laser sharp hooks. And I use these, I tie snell knots on everything when it comes with the circle hook, because it helps it out right. Because it don't matter however the fish grabs it, as long as you tie it the right way, it's always, always, always gonna get its mark. Always. You will never miss a fish as long as you tie it right. Which, for those that don't know, leave a comment. I'll teach you how to tie them. I'll teach you how to tie any rig I got. But the light hook, this is 40-pound monofilament, and it's sitting there pretty much fluttering in the current like this. It can even lay down on there slack. But the longer leader is meant for just a little bit more movement. The higher current you got, more snags, just shorten your leader. It's, pretty simple. You'll see a lot of different things on that I do. They're for those who stick around, that is. I like doing the YouTube stuff. I've always wanted to make videos. I just ain't never been much good at it. But you don't get good at it unless you work at it. And you gotta make sure that your phone doesn't jump the gun and just go through privacy policies without your permission. And then you find out that you're possibly showing things to the wrong audience, which some things can be educational. And others, I apologize, I got a potty mouth. But as you see, top part comes out, second half comes out. And I'll show you something that most people don't know. This bottom guide, you actually, if you can see it, you take it, slide it down there. This will sit kind of slack, but it'll hold itself on. You take the top eye, the big one, slide it through there. Just crank her tight. Well, bam. Give her a wrap or two. This is just something I do, but you see, holds it all nice and tight for the most part. I gotta put some haste to it. It's getting late. That's got a whole fish on it, so we'll get this one next. I gotta be really careful not to shake my phone off of there. Good deal. This here was the very first rod I bought in 2021. This is a two-piece ugly stick big water rod. It's 10 foot long, and the famous Pen 50. It's been in all my videos since the beginning of them. It's got a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde situation going on with the line. See, I've had a real hard time finding 80-pound monofilament, so I had to merge some 50-pound big game, which came off of the Warfare rod. It got consolidated onto this rod, which helped with the casting. There's quite a bit of it left, so I didn't want it going to waste. Until I find some more line, this is what we got going on. But this is the same outfit as what you've seen from the other ones. It's a basic Carolina rig, but difference is I got an 8-ounce sinker on this one, and also I used the 115-pound trout line again. And this hook, I can't find them no more. Thank you. This was by, I think, Gamakatsu. And it was one of those thin wire hooks. Once again, snell knot, you never miss. And this big heavy line makes it real hard for a fish to get off, especially when you finally get them close to the boat. That's why I started using stuff like this. A lot of times you get a fish close to the boat, and the first thing that breaks is right next to this swivel. That's a pain in the rear. So when I started using this, I got this idea of watching them people jug fish and limb line. So I was like, hey, look, why don't we do this? So, ta-da! That's I think a 1/0 swivel, simple bead, and 8 twist in through the hole, pull it tight. That knot will never let you down, especially if you know how nylon gets snagged. But we're burning time that we don't got. I wish I could have caught a fish tonight, but you win some, you lose some, and there's a 1 in a quadrillion chance that I catch a fish on that pole while I'm reeling in. Let alone, don't knock my phone in the water. That'd be great. Last but certainly not the least, and it is saved the biggest and the best for last. This is my 1-piece ugly stick boat rod. It's 8 feet long, it's extra heavy, and it's teamed up with a Penn Senator 114 H2 6/0. And it's got a 100-pound line on it. It's a conventional reel. This reel was given to me by my good buddy, Josh Belcher. He gave it to me for my birthday. He gave me this and the Penn Slammer. It was actually on there, but this rod fits it a little better. Told me I can modify it how I want, so this is what we've done, and this is what works. And last but certainly not the least, ta-da! 1-hole skipjack. It looks like something knocked the crap out of it, because this wasn't here. This was up here.